thing gets respect. Okay.
President Sadie has an announcement. I convinced Principal Willingham to let us throw a dance. Chant with me, people. Sadie, 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 Sadie. Quick announcement. The dance Sadie has you chanting about is canceled.
Jesus, Willingham, that's a tad bit harsh if you ask me. Go easy on these damn kids.
Look, just go sit on the couch and make that shot.
That's right, Kobo. Bang, bang, Tito Puente. Bang, bang. All right, so the final YouTube video on Mark Oliveras Enterprises of the 2022 season is the Ryan Newman and Ty Dillon installment of That Girl Lele, as in a reaction video. Before we get into it, I just want to say your love and support throughout my, YouTube fame that I've gained within the past year and a half or so, I'm about to be 2, really means a lot. I mean, remember when I started this channel, I'm in the Sandhurst house in Brook Park when I was 19, going on 20 and 13, 14. I was just a nobody. I was a nobody even when I was doing it part-time when I got here. And then all those years of process, and then I went full-time in 2018. I took a break in 2019. Got TikTok during the pandemic in 2020. Blew up 6 or 7 times since then. And, that's why all those same TikTok followers that blew up my page that got me to 10, 11K to also let them here to YouTube, which got me to, as of now, 1,600 subscribers just in time for New Year's Eve. So I couldn't have gotten here without you guys, and your support means a whole lot to me. I'm thankful also for all the famous people I got watching for my content from my favorite shows on Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, ABC, CBS, Fox, and even Old School Barney, 1988, 2002, even though I haven't posted about that in a while. And, as my Twitter's going off with push notifications, so it's kind of throwing me off my rhythm a little bit. And, sorry. Yeah, and even people who are famous for just being on the internet, like Preston and Brianna and their whole family, the Arsman Barnhart family. So I look forward to bringing you guys what I have in store for 2023. I'm not going to announce it in this video because I'm trying to make this a hurry-up quickie video. So that way I can go upstairs, shave these nasty-ass whiskers in time for the new year, and hopefully eat some GFS, eat a steak dinner and drink some more ice cold Coke. So anyway, we're going to start off with the Ryan Newman installment. So therefore, it was a romance war. Who was going to win? Was it going to be Graydon and Sadie? And Graydon wasn't much of an asshole today like he normally is. He was kind of being hilarious today. And I figured he wanted to have one of his, not the real Graydon, the character of the same name who has still has a whack-ass last name, but he was actually being funny today. He was not being an asshole today. So it was either Graydon and Sadie versus Kobo and Lele. So I'll start with the subplot to get it out, go through this faster. So the subplot, I get it. Trish and I keep thinking, I want to say Trisha and Danielle. Those are my cousins. I'm real life cousins on my mom's side of the family that I'm going to be seeing in a couple weeks for my niece's baptism. My sister and her brother-in-law come into town where I'm taking the weekend off of YouTube for that reason. But I get it. Trish and Bryce knew nothing exactly about, Marky's best friend, Scoot, who sadly, as an actor, doesn't have any social media, no Instagram or TikTok, and I wish he did, so I can tag him in shit like this. So, therefore, Marky was trying to pump him up to come up with something, even if even if it wasn't perfect, ask him a few questions. What is he like? Yada, yada, yada. And I love how, when Marky told Trish and Bryce to take notes, Bryce thought they were actually taking notes with the notepad and paper, and Trish scolded him like, that's not what he meant. Put that shit away. I mean, she didn't say it like that, but that's how she meant it. But he didn't listen to her. He just kept the son of a bitch out anyway. And therefore, they got nothing in the beginning, but then his birthday came, and then this birthday comes out in the middle right before the night before. Like, I was in the middle of the day with the take notes. Then that same night in that timeline, they were rehearsing the song, and Marky still wasn't impressed by Yo-Yo because I love how they referenced Tommy Hobson's previous show before this one, Fresh Beat Band. So they made like a Fresh Beat Band style nickname. And, I love how Bryce said, don't disrespect the Fresh Beat Band because his actor played on that show long before that girl Lele was a thing. So I love, show jumping. Kind of like how I used to do fanfic jumping back in the day, or story jumping, like I like to call it, where, I'm writing one story of fanfic back when I was younger, and I was on Sandhurst in the early years here, and then we mention another. I'd be writing I'd be writing an episode of one series, and then in that episode, I'd be mentioning a whole different series. Talking about real life experiences or real life dreams, or mentioning dreams and fanfics, or mentioning dreams and other dreams. So that I write about, but that I used to write about in high school, but. That's what it kind of reminded me of, but so then Scoot's birthday finally came, and luckily, I bet you when Marky went to bed, Trish and Bryce probably stayed up all night to study, and they got it figured out until like maybe 4 o'clock in the morning or something like that. But then they got the matching shirts ready to go and all set like Jimmy Johnson, and they nailed that shit, and Scoot loved it. And he wanted to walk to this, he wanted them to he wanted them to like walk him out to the song, and that's what they did, and it worked out, and Scoot had a good birthday. Now for the main plot, so Willingham didn't want to have a dance in the beginning. So I'll get to this in a little bit, how everything got changed. But Willingham did not want to dance. Originally she was going to, but she was salty that a date of hers, dumped her for another guy. And I didn't know she was married numerous times. Like, Jesus, how many husbands have you had, Willingham? Like, damn. I mean, I hope Andrea Barber didn't have to suffer through that in real life, because that would be really pretty bad. But yeah, that's when the romance war started with Lele and Sadie. I almost said Lady and Say. I don't know what the hell I can't fucking talk, but I can say it's goddamn New Year's Eve, but so therefore, both of those besties were working together and against each other at the same time, because they were kind of working together because, that's what best friends do, but they were kind of working against each other at the same time because they both wanted Willingham to be happy. So Sadie recruited Graydon, who was not being so much of an asshole today, and Lele recruited Kobo between the woodshop teacher and Woody. I can't remember the woodshop teacher's name, and I don't feel like stopping the tape to check it out like Kevin LePage. I'm trying to make it as quick as possible so I can get the fuck out of here and knock out this year with my last steak dinner of the year and my last Cokes of the year. But, so therefore, and finally they were like rehearsing, Lele and, Sadie and Graydon were doing a skit, and, it was Lele and Kobo were practicing impressions, so they finally get to the main event. I was actually kind of secretly rooting for Sadie to win. I wanted to see how funny it would be if Graydon got to win something, as much of an asshole he's been in the past and until today. But therefore, she wanted to meet both of them at 5 o'clock. She thought she was meeting one, and then when she saw that there were two of them there, I first you can't do two. That's not how it works. That's not how love works, at least in real life. But it just goes to show you, it's just TV where you can do two or more. But so therefore, she was getting to know them, talking to them. But Sadie was cheating. She was doing a good job hiding it until, Lele and Kobo caught her in the act, and therefore, when Lele and Sadie got into a shouting match, everything Lele was saying in Sadie's face was going through Sadie's earpiece and getting the woodshop teacher to say it, but the woodshop teacher realized what was going on. It's like, and Willingham's like, Jesus Christ, guys, what the hell's going on? I mean, she didn't say it like that, but that's how she meant it. And then the workshop teacher goes, that's a good question. Hey, what the fuck's going on? And then they explained him that with their pure honesty, because you can't lie to a teacher or a principal, either one. You can't lie to either one. Even if they're not, even if you don't, if you see each other outside of work, you can't do that. So yeah, that counts even outside of work. It's not just inside of work or inside of school. You still can't lie to them even if you're staying outside of the job or outside of the education joint. So therefore, Willingham was flattered and said she appreciated it, and she put the dances back on, and it was all a happy ending. Now let's talk about the Ty Dillon installment, the basketball shit, along with the Affirmation fiasco. So let's talk about the basketball subplot. We usually start with the subplots to speed it up a little bit. So I didn't know Willingham was a basketball player. She could be the next Tim Duncan or David Robinson, Tony Parker, or Manu Ginobili. You know, Kobe who, Shaq who, MJ who, and most important of all, especially LeChoke who. When that asshole retires, I am not gonna miss him one bit, because fuck him and everything he fucking stands for. But anyway, go Spurs go. That's all I'm trying to say. It's all who it's about or no one till the day I die, even though we're not any good anymore. But anyway, let's get to the point. Therefore, Willingham is the all-time champion in that Boombox Burger arcade game, and Kobo is just a champion on the real court in high school games. So he wanted to do whatever it takes to be the best at the arcade game as well. And Willingham was stealing his shimmy. I kind of do that too when I'm doing a Ricky Martin thing. In public, at a public event, even on the job. I remember Halloween 2017 when we were doing a parade with a smoke show. But while we were coming through the hallway, and before we started the dance, which they did play Livin' La Vida Loca on the other side of the building where Via Quest and Triad is now. We were on the side where now F6 and B2 are combined on the Murray Ridge side. And as I'm coming through, I'm doing the shimmy too, but Ricky Martin style. So that's what I'm trying to do. Kobo and Willingham, copying each other looked exactly like that. And so, therefore, they were neck and neck to doing that with that shootout until it ended in a tie. So there's no way it's going to end in a tie. So they go to their own version of what they do in the NBA with overtime. Sudden death. But how is it that Willingham said she was going to go first, but then after Marky pumped Kobo up, all of a sudden Kobo took that turn? I do not understand that at all. That's something that, David Arnold could have explained when he shot that episode, because he was still around when that episode was filmed. But anyway, now that he's gone, you can just take that up with John D. Beck or Ron Hart, Will Powerpacker, Wendy Farrell, Freddie Gutierrez, whoever was, directing that episode or filming it or writing it or whatever, or producing it. Take that up with the honchos the Lele honchos or the Nick honchos as a whole. But hey, all that matters is Kobo took the first shot, and so the only reason why, unless it was, they said, I maybe misheard a little bit. Maybe they said, Willingham gets to pick, whoever, so Willingham gets to pick the trick shot. So I don't know, but either way, Willingham picked the trick shot, and so therefore Kobo did exactly the trick shot that Willingham wanted to do, and he made the basket. And so therefore, when Willingham tried the same thing, this gave me vibes of the 2003 Western Conference semifinals again in San Antonio with us versus the Lakers and David Robinson's last year. Remember the Robert Horry shot where he missed every single. Robert Horry was best known for clutch 3-pointers and crucial situations in the playoffs to help his championship team that he was on move further than playoffs, or win championships with the cheating McDouchebags when I was a baby, when Hakeem was there. Then the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq, and then San Antonio with Tim Duncan. But the year before he joined the Spurs, in Robinson's last year, he almost did it to us as a Laker. Roll the tape, please.
Jack up high, played by Robinson. Down to 10. Bryant trying to shake off Bowen. Here's Ori for three! Robinson with the rebound that was in and out!
Yeah, that game where San Antonio had a big lead. And they blew it in the fourth quarter, I think. Lakers were down by 2 and had a chance to send it to overtime with the 2 or take the lead and win with the 3. Send it to overtime with the 2. Take the win with the 3. Rick Fox was down for the playoffs with a serious foot injury after injuring in the first round against the Kevin Garnett Minnesota Timberwolves. So it was Shaq up high, played by, if you saw by the clip, Shaq had the ball first. Robinson was guarding him tight, and then he passed it to Kobe, who Bowen locked his ass up in that series, in that whole series, that whole 6-game series. So then he passes to Ori, who could have passed to Fisher to avoid the situation, but of course everybody knows Robert Ori is Big Shot Bob, so he took that 3-pointer as you saw in that little clip I stuck in there. If you look in the left corner, Kobe's getting ready to celebrate because he thinks is going in because he's used to Ori making those shots. And Robinson later said in an interview he was thinking about the Sacramento shot from the year before. I was thinking, please don't go in there. And that's exactly what happened to Willingham. It was in and out. The Robert Ori shot called a popo. She was robbed, but that's what happened. That's how you lose basketball competitions like that. You do the popo shot or any other miss in that competition like that, where it's a lot. There's a win and a trophy in the line. You lose if it's, let's say, it's a sudden death. And Kobe got the trophy, which he only had for like 2 seconds, and then, of course, Woody had to take that shit back because, okay, this is not all sunshines and rainbows and fun and games anymore. Get your ass back to work. But he didn't say it like that, but that's how he meant it. Now, for the main plot, we've ended on a cliffhanger since we won't be back with new Lele episodes till my birthday month, which is also when A Million Little Things will premiere their final season. So, therefore, the Affirmation app. This girl, I can't remember the Affirmation app runner's name, and I don't want to check it out like Kevin LePage. I'm trying to hurry this up. So, she had a bunch of questions for Sadie as to why she stopped using it so suddenly. So Sadie explained that lie, and then apparently she wanted to change it to the negative affirmation app, but what she doesn't know, and probably hope and luckily will never know, that stuff like that affects Lele. That's where she came from. Lele was being so negative and shit. I don't know how Sadie managed to take her to school and nobody noticed like anything suspicious on what the hell was going on. So, therefore, the science fair. Oh yeah, remember that video that the Lele fan posted about pulling the science fair harder than David A. Arnold promotes his Netflix special? Yeah, I guess that was the episode that finally aired. I don't know if that was a blooper or if that was going to be used in the show, but since he passed away before the episode came out, they had to edit it out. And if that's the case, that breaks my heart even more. I would have loved to hear it used in the show, but if they edited it out, I respect that, out of respect for him, but as someone, if it's about, when it comes to someone you care about, that's on TV, or, even if you haven't met them, that gotta break, it's never easy, and that breaks your heart, and that's what it did to me. But anyway, the science fair, good to see Tiffany Highlander back, even though she's not the sharpest crayon in the box, but she's not all that nice, but I can't even hate her, even hate Tiffany Highlander, because, man, canta en Kensington Tom, and I look forward to her, being back in LA sometime, in a few weeks when we kick off the new year. That way we can video call and I can somewhat meet her, kind of like what I'm doing with Isabella Pappas on Villains of Valley View again, with this time with Kaden Mueller and hopefully Giselle Torres if she can be there. So therefore, the negative Lele, made Tiffany a little sad and cry a little bit, but luckily she was back smiling in the next scene. But She goes, negative Layla was mocking her with the lip gloss shit, man. Therefore, Layla's presentation was, the solar system, or Layla's solar system, and she stole the toilet out the Alexander guest room, and nobody figured that out. And she flushed her own project down the goddamn toilet. And I was joking about her taking a shit in it and blowing it up like Montoya in the jet dryer. But that's not what they do. That's not the kind of shit they do on Nickelodeon because it's kid friendly. They didn't even do that shit on Disney Channel. But yeah, but then the Affirmation app girl realized it was too damn much to be negative. So therefore, she changed it back to the way it was. But then she wanted to shut it down. But before she had a chance to shut it down, Lele and Sadie went to the back locker room and come up with the plan to save the Affirmation app. So he thought, Lele don't get shut down with it. So when, Sadie was doing a presentation on her Milkshake 5000 machine, that's when it convinced the Affirmation app girl to not do anything, keep a positive mindset and leave the negativity out to dry. And Lele was saved. And just when you think it was all sunshine and rainbow, happy ending, wrong. She came back to Sadie's house to, tell her that, there's going to be a 2.0. And of course, Lele assumed there's going to be more powers, more she's going to get more new outfits and shit. But they're worried and don't know what happened next, what's going to happen to her. So it could be good, it could be bad. We're only going to find out in February when my birthday comes up. So therefore, that was my last YouTube video of 2022 and my last reaction video of 2022. We're all caught up on the shows and back in the game. Hopefully the sicknesses that I've caught 3 times are gone for good for the rest of season 2 of Winter Wonderland. So we can hopefully finish this shit out and prepare for season 2 of Spring is in the Air in March, which goes through May and late May, beginning of June. And then we hit, when we run it back and then hit reset and come to June for season 2 of Fun in the Sun. So happy New Year to all. Have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Life will give you a lot of lows, but when you hit a high, enjoy it. It ain't for the weak. Goddamn, pace yourself, bring your ass, be you. You have to try harder to do less. You can't abort a dream. Sometimes the worst things in life lead to the best things. Always bet on the side of love. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Sometimes you just got to be present. You never fail until you stop trying. It never pays to worry too much about things. Another day on time, another day on shine. Never too late to worry too much about things. It's never too late to turn the day around. There we go. Another day on time, another day to shine. Sometimes you just got to flock yourself. Trust your instincts. Stand up for yourself. Not back down to anyone. All for one, one for all. She love, act different. Take care, everyone. Good night. I will see you all in the new year in 2023. Thank you all for all the love and support. And the first video on tomorrow will be the top 10 count moments of 2022. ESPN Estupido Pendejo Network countdown style. And then the first, major video of true video 2022 in real time will be Brianna Page Arsmit Barnhart's Kevin Harvick 29th birthday tribute. 2 years in a row she's getting a birthday tribute. It doesn't get any better than that. So see you in the new year, everyone.